Yes. People, come on, let's go. Yes, today's Monday. I tell you, it is what it is. You're done in the building, people. I say Manchester United. I'm so excited to be here. Fantastic day. A fantastic weekend. Finally, Chelsea can win. They are still in the board. I don't care. Forget about us now. Remember, Arsenal on top. I am ready. Yes. I tell you, people, this club is flying. Arsenal is flying. In the studio, when it rains, it falls heavily. Yes, much like on the video, this is INTERCONTINENTal SPORTS TV. Back again with this EPL WEEK-20 review. And also, this week, top 10 African players that did very well. It's all about Monday Sport Preview. Massive analysts. They are getting ready. Arsenal want to talk. Now they have a voice. Oh my goodness, I'm in the spirit. I don't care. Manchester United in the building. Robbie in the building. Robbie in the building. I hear himself. He said he wants to get to Newcastle. He's going to tell us. The numbers of the Warriors. They are ready. Everybody all the way from London. Massive big shout out to all our fans, to all our subscribers anywhere you are in the world. Please find the like on the video. We're getting ready. Look at the topic. EPL review. Game week. There we go, controversy. We don't care. 3 points is the big deal. But we're going to talk about it. Battle for some points already online right now. Already. Some clubs are not in top 10 right now. Some clubs are not in top 10. I rate in the mud. Lady Vi in the mud. I can't even see Chelsea at the moment. But they are hijackers. They're all here. Will Arsenal be the champions? Okuyadebari is going to tell us. Oh my goodness. And Liverpool take their season. Oh my goodness. I don't care. All I know is Arsenal still on top. Yes, and welcome everybody to the channel. Please smash the like on the video. We're about to start. Let's get started. I'm going to call in this man all the way from London. At the moment, Okuyadebari is flying. He's ready. Okay, talk to me. What's going on? Can you hear me loud and clear, bro?
The Dawn is lonely at the top, man. It's lonely at the top. But I'm loving it. I wouldn't have it any other way. London is red.
Yeah.
London is red.
All right. You're welcome. Yes, let me cross over to this man in all your states right now as I speak. His name is Robbie. He's ready. Let me remind you, this day is the pick of the week. Manchester is great. Manchester is red. Robbie, do you agree with me? Welcome to the show, Robbie. Do you agree?
Good evening to you, Dodon. Good evening to everybody in the house. It's good to be back on the show once again. And of course, it's been a weekend of a whole lot of action. And I think the one that stands out most importantly is the debate over whether Bruno Fernandes's goal should have stood due to an interference or perceived interference from Marcus Rashford. But the good news is Chelsea won over the weekend after a very long time, and you can see what that victory meant. You can see what that victory meant for Graham Potter. Also, Arsenal are showing stuff of champions, and I think at this point in time, we really need to take them seriously. 8 points is a lot of points. 8 points is also not a lot of points because I think in the past, Man United blew away an 8-point lead that saw Manchester City get the title that particular season. I think I'm talking about the 2012 season. So as it is at this point in time, I think it is all to play for. Take nothing away from Arsenal. They are doing very well, and I think what they are doing is really special. And I, for one, I think I admire what the spirit of the team is looking like. And of course, we cannot forget our next door neighbors, talking about Liverpool, who are pumped, beating Blue Black by Brighton. And I'll tell you that match was filled with a whole lot of drama. But credit to Brighton, they actually came out, they got all the points, and I think they showed that Liverpool what the Amex Stadium is all about as it is. On that note, I say good evening, and of course, let's get started.
All right, Robbie, once again, you're welcome. You're welcome. Now crossing over to that blue side, that bridge, the man representing that bridge. I'm talking about this man. His name is Shayo Miodora. But he's going to tell me it's no more from... Shayo, talk to me. Are you a Newcastle fan right now?
Oh, good evening, Don. Well, that's just been purely banter on my end. Right. It was nice to see Graham Potter's boys get a win after a long time. I think their last victory was against Bournemouth on December 27th.
Yeah.
So about 3 weeks ago now. So it was good to see them actually get a victory. And to be fair, performances have improved recently, but they just didn't get the result. So it was nice to see them get that 1-0, that slender victory over Crystal Palace on Sunday afternoon.
All right, you're welcome, Shayo Miodora. One man last standing. His name is Prof. I call him Prof Tuchel. Yes, he's in the building. Prof, talk to me. I know you are happy. You are happy. What's going on, bro? You're welcome to the show. Prof, talk to me.
Good evening, everybody. 2013, 2014 season. I remember Arsenal took on Chelsea at the break, and Chelsea won the game 6-0. But the game was not remembered for it was Arsene Wenger's last game against Chelsea. The game wasn't remembered for the smashing. It was remembered because the referee at the time, Andrew Marina, sent off Karen Gibbs instead of Chamberlain. It was a very, very shocking decision at the time. I remember at that time. If I cast my mind also back to Chelsea-Barcelona, the semi-final, we all remember Heineken on Frebo, when Jared Piqué had a series of handballs and a series of bad decisions on the day. Chelsea were knocked out. I remember that one. We can also look back in history at the hand of God, of Maradona's hand of God, and the Frank Lampard's ghost goal that was cancelled. But I can tell you that none of them to me beat the decision that I saw at the Manchester derby this Sunday. For me, that's the worst Premier League decision I have ever in my life of 20 years of watching football I've ever seen. And on that note, I said good evening. I love us.
All right. You're welcome, bro. Fantastic. We are going to deal with it. That's a controversy. Today, we are going to look at the derby goal controversy. But as a Manchester United, you can see us. We are number 4, 38 points. Chelsea, I can't find them. Okay, they are number 10 right now. Don't let me take a piece yet. Let me welcome this lady. Lady Va, can you hear me loud and clear? What is going on with Liverpool? Talk to me. Lady Va.
Hey, hello, good evening, everybody. I'm not even supposed to be laughing. I'm supposed to be talking small, because all Liverpool fans right now, we are not in a happy place, seriously. The problem, it keeps getting worse with every match. As a Liverpool fan, you can't even a draw is not even guaranteed, which is very, very, very bad. It's actually very bad. But then I'm happy because my side chick, Arsenal, they are topping the table. So come on, you Gunners.
Okay, you can hear that, side chick. Okay,
Come off it, please.
All right, let me work on this man.
We are the main chick. We don't accept being the side chick. Neither the main, nothing more, please.
All right, let me welcome Kunle to this. He's a Manchester United fan. Kunle, they are crying, they are mourning. They said this is a controversy. Don't tell them. Don't tell me. Is it a offside? Kunle, talk to me. You're welcome to the show.
Good evening, the Don, and good evening to everyone. It is clearly according to the rules.
Yes.
They said
it
is not offside. From the rules changes.
Yay!
Like it's funny in the Premier League, okay? We've seen the Premier League on their own tweak rules after rules regarding things like handball, regarding offside. Today is not the first time. So absolutely. I don't know why people are aggrieved about this whole thing. I guess it's because it's Manchester United anyway. If that thing were to happen to Manchester City, I'm sure if it were to be Manchester City that benefited from that, I am sure Pep Guardiola would not be ranting the way he was. So the thing is this: it's just like penalty calls. It will favor some, it will go against. So I don't understand. A day will come when Manchester United, such rules will not favor them. So it's like a give and take, or it's like a give and take situation. Or how do I want to put it? So I can't really make a fuss about it. So all those people who are coming, officiating is this. We know officiating is not good in the Premier League. And officiating will never be good in the Premier League if we are being honest with ourselves. Yes, never. I believe that thing is deliberate. Okay, it is, because you see so many things that happen in the Premier League, in La Liga, or in other leagues. You don't see it happen. So I mean, look, it's what we signed up for following this league. So you get it and you take it. Okay, that's it.
All right. You're welcome, Kunle. You are welcome.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, so many things we are going to discuss today. The last man standing. I know they'll be the last person to show up. I'm talking about Irate. They are in the mud. Irate is fuming. He couldn't pick my call. I shouted. Irate, what's going on? But here he is today. You're welcome, Irate. Good. Go. Let me speak my language, darling. Let me speak my language. Maybe I can understand very quick. It was 3-0.
It's what is going on? Embarrassing defeat. Klopp said it's his worst game as a manager ever, and I have to agree with him. So, absolutely embarrassing. There's no other way to call it. But I saw it coming anyways. I was actually saying if we could get a draw in that game, I think would be good. So, but it's the same thing. We're saying it week after week. Yeah. It's just how it is right now. But like I said, I expect Klopp to turn it around. Sheye and Newcastle are offering me a very lucrative contract to join Newcastle. But I don't.
We are still considering.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But it's a wonderful round of games this weekend. A lot of talking points. So I'm actually looking forward to an exciting show today.
All right, you're welcome, bro. You are welcome. Let's get straight into this, straight up. I'm going to start with this Derby goal controversy, and I'm going to select Professor Tuchel at the moment. Is talking about is filming about the officiating, but let's dissect it. Looking at the rules and everything, can you say it was an offside? Prof, talk to me. Prof.
I love the frame picture that is showing at the moment. Marcus Rashford was in an offside position when the pass was played. For me, if the pass was played inside our country, if it was played, this is Bruno coming. I think Bruno is coming behind. Bruno was the last player, right? Or the one in front of Walker. Sorry, Bruno is in front of Walker. The defenders already played Rashford offside. They knew he was offside and they played him offside. And yet, Rashford made an intentional movement towards the ball, almost shielding the ball. He did as if he wanted to even play the ball, which affected the keeper's movement or decision. Also, Akonji cannot get to the ball because he's in front of it. So there's no way in the world that any analyst or any referee is going to say that this movement of Rashford didn't affect the defenders and both defenders and the goalkeeper. Like Peter Cech said, anybody who thinks this wasn't an offside hasn't probably played the game or even watched football enough, because it's very glaring. I know for this, because you guys are sort of Man United fans and big bias, you might not want to agree, but it is as glaring as they are for me. The reason why I'm very, very pissed off is for only one reason. These previous decisions, these previous bad decisions that we've had in the past, that I mentioned at the beginning of the show, there was no VAR. So it's forgivable. For me, this is not forgivable. There's no reason why this goal should have stood. I was watching Michael Owen and Co. and Babatov and Sean Phillips. They were disgusted. They were looking at the referee, the head of the referee board or something, whoever he is, Gallagher, explaining it, and he was making a mockery of what he was saying. So for me, this is I will never understand this was given a goal, and it's really I mean it must have got to be a City to lose the game to such decision. For me is unforgivable. It's disgraceful.
Wow. Yes, we have another Modric who that's is in the building. Violence. All right, let's move on. Robbie, can you hear me, please? You're going to talk about this. Do you think this goal should have been cancelled or be offside or should stand from your own point of view? Robbie, talk to me.
Well, let me say more or less in this case, for the first time on the show, I think I'll waive my right, and I'll maybe at this point in time I will plead the Fifth Amendment, and I'll just keep quiet on the whole thing. So the match is done. Seriously, match is done. Goal has been scored, and I think it is just one of the things that we hate and we love football for. Some decisions are decisions that can make you cry on one day. Some decisions are decisions that will make you smile or make you laugh the next day. So, on this one, I think I will just wave it and just let it go. That is
3 points in the kitty already. So, is anybody has any other opinion among us? I mean, maybe it's a go, or it's not a go, it's not a go. Is anybody has another opinion?
Sorry, John. Let me just. Good evening, everybody.
That this your name is making me violence.
Just wanted to pepper the Chelsea guys. But talking about this goal issue, see, like I said, we stated in the group and I was chatting and I mentioned that it has to do with the interpretation of the law, regardless of however we say it. We've seen situation happen this season. West Ham Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, the foul on Bowen. That was supposed to be a penalty. The referee adjudged it not to be a penalty. 3 months down the line, they came back to say it was an error. So issues like this will come up. The rule is there. Though, looking at this, looking at the visuals, this is a clear offside. But it now boils down to the interpretation of the VAR guys and also the on-site referee, which they reviewed. And they concluded to say Rashford didn't interfere with the play. I know there will be different emotives because we are all fans of a certain club. Man City fans will be pissed off. And some borrowed Man City fans because they want Man City to close the gap against Arsenal. Yes, like the way Prof has been ranting since on that day, which was on Saturday. I can understand, but the bad thing about this is the way the interpretation happened. Another typical example: the Gabriel handball in the penalty box when Arsenal played Liverpool at the Emirates. The referee interpreted it to be close to proximity. He said Gabriel from the ball to the player. The proximity was very close, so they didn't award it as penalty. And we have seen handballs like that have been awarded as a penalty. So this thing boils down to the interpretation of the rules. I know we'll all be angry because we want Man City to, close the gap against Arsenal. Manchester United fans, they have the 3 points already and they're happy. But the thing I would say is when the table turns and the officiating doesn't go in favor of Manchester United fans shouldn't complain. Because really, looking at it optics-wise, it was an offside. But the referee on that day interpreted it as not to have interfered with the play. So it's really painful when we tend to have to talk about officiating, because this automatically rubs off whatever Manchester United picked that day because of the controversy. And Manchester City will feel bad because they feel the officiating didn't go in favor of them. So it's a whole lot of baggage of problems. And I would just, make a plea to the referee association, be it the English association or whatever. They should just ensure that there are less controversies every weekend. From match day one, the controversies have been there. Talking about the what's his name? Cucurella, his hair being pulled, and the referee was there. The referee didn't adjust that as a penalty. So many officiating that we can keep talking about. The one Arsenal versus Aston Villa, the Aston Villa player holding Ramsdale down in front of the goalpost, and they adjudge it as a goal. So at times it can be so frustrating. But all I would just say
even Arsenal against Newcastle, that game was still riddled with a lot of controversies as well.
Exactly. So I know we should all just take chin up, take it on the chin, and let's bounce. But I hope match day 21 or the games that will be happening this week, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, I hope there will be no more controversy, because it is tiring, really. It is really, really tiring.
Absolutely. Anybody wants to say something?
Yes, quickly.
All right, Prof, quickly.
I understand what perfect is the same. Controversies are part of the game, but please don't let's mix things up here. And this is not about banter. This is a very serious, honestly, it's a very serious situation, because it was as clear as day. Like I said, I haven't seen one single pundit who agree with this decision. And for the fact that they didn't go to VR to look at it, the linesman on the day raised the flag, and I don't know what was said between the linesman and the referee that it was overturned. For me, this is such a clear decision. This shouldn't be happening in the Premier League, because for me, it makes the Premier League look like a joke. Honestly, it is not about where one team is about to win the league. When this decision makes the Premier League look like a joke. It is nothing compared to one person's hair being pulled. This is not a subjective decision, in my opinion. This is as clear as day, and they got it wrong. And for whatever reason, I'll never understand the reason why this was gotten wrong on the day. Honestly, there's no excuse for it. It's criminal.
All right, criminal. Says,
wait, guys.
Kunle.
It seems you seem to forget something that I followed the commentary closely on that day, and the very first person who reacted when that thing was called off was Bruno Fernandes. You saw how he ran and protested. You see, if he didn't do that, then I am sure that thing would have passed without being reviewed. Now, even before the referees, right? Even before the referees made that, and just to point out, Prof, I think the center referee was actually in communication with the VAR.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
he was in communication. He didn't just communicate with the linesman. So it was the VAR people. And I remember even before the referee made his decision, the commentators, if you follow the game, had said it, that it seems this goal is going to stand, because for the mere reason that Rashford, he stopped. When the ball was coming towards him, he stopped. So that meant that it wasn't going to count as offside. He said because the rules had changed. I heard it when I didn't even know. Wait, I didn't even know when. I didn't even know when they changed. I didn't even know when they made that change.
They don't. You should let.
Kunle, let me tell you one thing. There's nothing you say this evening. Sorry, please. Kunle, there's nothing you say this evening that will actually go down well with whoever it is that actually feels aggrieved. Now, the issue there is this. Let me quickly explain this thing. And I'll actually start going for people's head. There is no Arsenal fan, no Chelsea fan, no Liverpool fan that would come and tell me that they will not take that goal on a good day if it was scored by their club. Let us call a spade at this point in time. So leave all the English everybody is speaking. Nobody will come and tell me that if it was Cucurella that scored that goal the other day, if it was Salah that scored it, if it was whoever it is that scored it, they'll come and say, oh, sorry, it was not a goal. So as it is, the rule has interpreted what the rule states. So if anybody feels aggrieved with it, I am so sorry at this point in time. The goal has stood and it has been counted.
Don't. Sorry, let me just add something. When games happen in real time. I think the essence of why they brought VAR is to be able to, bring back some decision and review it in real time. It was an offside, and that was what made the linesman flagged already. But when VAR reviewed it, there was a communication with the referee. That's one of the advantage and also disadvantage of VAR, because VAR will slow it down and watch it over and over again. But in real time, it was offside. It was offside. That was what made the last man flagged already. And also, I think we've seen, even before VAR started, we've seen this kind of goal happen. That was the FA Cup final between Arsenal and Chelsea. The goal Sanchez scored, the first goal. Ramsey was in an offside position. The ball went to him. He walked back. He didn't interfere with the play. Sanchez went, hit the ball into the net. And there, on the pitch, the referee reviewed it. He didn't even have to talk to VAR. It was between the referee and the linesman, and they awarded a goal. So I would just have to follow what the last guy that just spoke. His name just fooled me now.
Robbie.
I'll just have to follow it. Yes, this thing can be painful. 3 points has been adjudged to Manchester United. It's just a pity that, like I said before, having this kind of controversies, it is annoying. It is really annoying.
Yeah. All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Well, Prof, you want to say something? I want to move on to the next topic at the moment. So, because of our time, just hold on. Let's move on to the next battle for top four. Is crazy right now. Let me look at the table. We have Arsenal sitting pretty well, 47 points, followed by Man City, 39 points, Newcastle, 38, and Manchester United, 38 points as well. We can talk about Tottenham, 33, Fulham, imagine Fulham, Brighton, 30 points, Brentford, 29 points, Liverpool, I can't even pronounce their name very well. Liverpool, they are 28 points, while Chelsea, 28 points. At this moment, guys, I'm going to start with you. Lady Va, are you still there? I think I lost her. I don't know whether it's there. But okay, battle for top four. I'm going to start with you. What do you think? Do we have we have 4 teams right now? Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, Manchester United. Is that, top 4? Is it case close, or anything can happen?
Right now, it looks like case closed. It seems like this is the top 4 that we're going to end with. It's just a question of who is going to end up where exactly. As an Arsenal fan, definitely I want Arsenal to remain in that first position and secure the title for the first time since 2004. And, time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. But then when you take a look at that 2nd to 4th place position, you need to be wary of Manchester United. United seem to be in a good place, and they could potentially finish in 2nd place. But definitely you expect United to be gunning for Arsenal and try and win that title and be hoping for a slip-up from Arsenal. Let's not underestimate the reigning and defending champions Manchester City. This is one squad in England that has good quality in depth. But, it's just a question of what is their priority and how well can they do when certain players are not on the field. I think that's the main question. For the first time, I had that question to ask of Manchester City. Judging from the Carabao Cup exit, I was quite skeptical, and I began to ask questions of some people like Kyle Walker, Calvin Phillips as well, who is not having a great first season for Manchester City. So
at all,
it seems to be a problem for Manchester City. They need to get that sorted out. I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the Champions League and know where they go henceforth. And then obviously the Joker in Newcastle, they've really been exceptional. I think they have to be the best team aside the champions, whoever the champions are going to be this season. Newcastle United have to be awarded probably the best team because they've just been exemplary in everything that they've been doing. They've not particularly even added players yet in January, and that if they add more quality players, the team is only going to get better. So I think it's safe to say this is the top 4 we expect. Spurs are way too inconsistent. You can't really predict. They've already played 19 games, only 33 points taken from there. They've lost 6 games, so it doesn't seem like they'll be able to make the top 4. So yes, I do agree with this top four. It's just a question of who is going to end up where exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to turn to Irate as well to tell us what do you feel about this race right now, top four. Do you think it's secured already for those four teams, or anything can still happen? Irate.
Before I talk about the top four, I'm going to talk about that controversial goal
Okay.
because
The controversial. Okay.
I'm
This
hearing
one.
a lot of wrong comments that I don't think are good for football and for the Premier League. Like Prof said, this image is a bad image for the Premier League. And in pure footballing terms, anybody who has played, I don't know if every one of us has played the sports before or are currently playing, but anybody who has played football would know this is purely offside. And I know Howard Webb is the new head of referees for the Premier League, and I'm sure they'll be working on these rules because this is very, very bad. It is very, very bad. This is the linesman made the correct decision by putting up the flag. That is the pure footballing term. And Rashford ran all the way. He didn't stop running to think, oh, maybe I'm offside. He ran all the way to the ball and then heard a shout from Fernandez to leave the ball. Or else, why would he leave the ball? He heard a shout from Fernandez to leave the ball, and then he left the ball for Fernandez. Then the referee went to VAR, and VAR told him, well, according to the rules, this is a goal. And I have no problem with that. But the thing is, there has to be changes. I heard the likes of Ferdinand and Scholes saying, no, this should be a goal. And I was disappointed because these are ex-players.
Yeah.
And I understand it's part of their Man United affinity. But for a league I've been watching for 20 years now, this should not be happening in the Premier League. The Premier League has set the standard and other leagues have been following. This should not be happening. So I know they will definitely make changes to these rules. Secondly, about the top four, I would say the four teams that are there right now are very good teams, and they are in good form. Except
Manchester United too, Abi.
Yes, Man United has been in good form, and a lot of people are saying, well, I know that goal changed how the game panned out, but let's not lie to ourselves. Man City were not the usual Man City. They only had one shot on target. That is not the Man City I know. And I know Pep mentioned it that the body language has not been right since they go back from the World Cup. So I'm sure they were working on that. But right now, Tottenham, I really don't know what is going on with Tottenham and Antonio Conte. Honestly, they have been so disappointed. And whoever, first of all, I think they need to get a goalkeeper. Lloris is not reliable. He can go from world class to ridiculous. He has made 6 errors leading to goals, the highest of any player in the Premier League. Is ridiculous for a goalkeeper. So Tottenham, but let's not too get carried away, honestly, because we are halfway into the season and there's still 18 or 19 games to go. So you really can't say a team, especially close to the top four, the likes of Tottenham, Brighton, can't break into the top four. There's still a long way to go, a lot of points to be picked up. So while the teams in top four right now are banging form, I would say Arsenal for me are shoe on to be in top four, but the other three have to be wary of the teams coming behind them. There's really not that you can see all the way from Brighton, 30 points to Man City, 39 points. There's still a lot of games left to be played. So I don't think right now the top four is decided. I think there will still be twists and turns before the end of the season.
All right, Shayomi Dora, do you want to say something about this topic, the top four battle? I mean, battle for top four.
Yeah, to be fair, if we were about, say, maybe 5 games to the end of the season, or maybe even about, say, 8 games to the end of the season, I would have said it was set in stone. But like I already mentioned, there's still, we are not even, I think we are just about halfway into the campaign. So a lot of twists and turns can still take place. But then the other teams will need to go on a run, because right now the current top four, Arsenal, maybe not Man City, but Arsenal, Newcastle, and Man U, they are showing this really amazing consistency in their results and performances. So I believe the current top two will probably be the top two at the end of the season, or I want to believe those two teams will be in the top four. So there are, in my opinion, 2 places up for grabs, but then Newcastle and Man U are currently playing well. So I think it will be for them, for the third and fourth place sides to lose their current standings. The other teams will have to go on really amazing runs.
Yeah.
But right now, it doesn't look like the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea can do that. But then, like we already mentioned, we still have a long way to go. So there might still be changes before the end of the season.
Yeah. Lady VAR, can you hear me right now? What do you feel
Yeah,
about
I can
this?
hear you.
Yeah.
I can
What do
hear
you feel
you.
about this top four? Well, can we say Liverpool can still make top four?
Well, it's still possible, you know.
Irate! Talk to me.
But to be very honest,
And Liverpool still make top four. Lady VAR, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
you can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. So for me, I don't think the top four is decided already. We still have like 20 more games to go. But I think 3 slots are
You are
sure.
in denial.
You know, I see
You are in
Arsenal,
denial.
Man City
Fact
there.
that Liverpool can still you are in
Then
denial.
Newcastle. The Man U has been in top form, but I can't really say it's sealed already. So with that 20 more games to go, I still think if my Liverpool can just pick up form, we can still make top 4. You know, so it's not sealed yet. There is still hope. Yes.
All right. Yes, I'm
Sorry,
going
the done. I'd just like to point out the fact that the point difference between Manchester United and Liverpool right now is 10 points.
10
That's the current points difference. So I really don't understand how Liverpool
games.
can get to this top 4.
All right.
3 games. There's still 20 about 20 games to go.
Okay, we did here. You will be winning everything, Abi. Kunle, talk to me. Top 4. Is it secured or not? Talk to me. Kunle.
I think
They're
the
the
top.
P4s. They're the P4s.
Well, for me to be honest, I think the top 4 is. I think the top 4 is kind of decided. I know you will say it's funny, but it's going to take this current top 4 really tumbling for the order to be shaken, because if Liverpool picks from all of a sudden, or Chelsea, and they start, okay, Chelsea won, right, and they win their next game, but if Manchester United wins their next game, it's going to be difficult. So like, those are the top need to falter. And please, let's look at it very well. Arsenal have only lost 1 game all season. I think people are not paying attention to that. Newcastle have equally lost only 1 game all season. And I mean, with what Manchester United did to Manchester City, I think Arsenal is so going to be empowered, because I think it has clearly shown now that Manchester City is beatable. I think I was saying this thing at the very beginning, that the way City were playing at the start, where Haaland was just scoring goals for free and all, it was making them very predictable, because it was just a very simple pattern and all. But now you can see even Kevin De Bruyne has not been on form. You saw how Fred was all over that guy like kidding. And once you do that, there is no. I mean, how many times did Haaland touch the ball on? Now, for like 3 games now, Haaland has been very quiet. So all those hat-trick that we were seeing early, even if Haaland will score, maybe not more than 1 goal, you know. So
he has been quiet, and one man is responsible for that. Just one man.
Yeah, you know, and I think
saw Haaland dropping deep, coming all the way.
Yeah, coming deep.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it was.
I don't understand that. Haaland is not that type of player, and I said it before Haaland came to Man City that if Guardiola is not going to use him the right way, which he has been doing since, they have to adapt to Haaland. It will be tough for Haaland to adapt to Man City.
Look, you know, I think I even raised the question that look at how Julian Alvarez. It is surprising. Okay, well, maybe yes. Okay, maybe he's still enjoying his you know, he's still trying to come in gradually, but I'm still trying to see how this guy, because with what Alvarez played at the World Cup, that guy shouldn't be sitting on the bench.
Up Chelsea.
He shouldn't be sitting on the bench. I hope he'll come in, because he is more dynamic, and to me, he's going to offer much more because he's versatile compared to Haaland. You understand? So, it's going, like I said, it's going to take this current top 4 really tumbling for the order to be shaken. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. And if that doesn't happen, I think those who are behind, including Liverpool, Chelsea, they have a lot of work to do. That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's move on to this I want to ask this question sincerely. I'm going to start with Modric. Who? Tell me the reason why you are putting this Modric. Who? That's violence. Hijackers. Chelsea, the hijackers.
Well, the reason I put the Modric who was because, well, if Arteta wanted to sign a player and Arteta scouted the guy, Arteta liked him. Yes. He's not proven yet. He was someone he wanted to add to what he is currently, cooking, and what is currently setting up the process. And all of a sudden, possibly because Chelsea came with a lot of money and got him. I don't know why he changed his mind. A lot of people have been saying on Twitter that looking at the optics, looking at the pictures taken yesterday at the Stamford Bridge, that the guy doesn't really look happy. Well, all that is, by the way, because even Modric as a person, his personality, all of a sudden looks shifty. He's been twerking, saying all sorts about Arsenal, putting all posts since January, from the beginning of January, even last season, even last year, December. And all of a sudden, because of money, money is not everything, but that's by the way. You wanted to ask if Arsenal will be champions, right?
Yeah, that's the topic.
Yeah. See, for me, at the beginning of the season, precursor to the season, when we had several episodes here, a lot of people didn't give Arsenal the chance. For example, Prof never gave Arsenal any chance. He never even, when he was doing his top 4 prediction, I think he said Arsenal was going to finish 7th or 6th. Yeah. So, for me, this is what happens. Football will bring a different dimension. Irate was asking that if any of us talking here has played football. I just want to put it on the table. I played football at the amateur level when I served in Maiduguri, Borno State. I played for the NYSC. I went for the DG's Cup. We played a friendly match with El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri, the so-called El Kanemi Warriors that we know. They are not in the professional league anymore. They are in the 2nd division. We played them twice. We won them first, and we drew the 2nd game. I'm sure the first time we played them, they were like, who are these NYSC boys that they feel they can just come? But that is the drama football gives to you. It is so unpredictable. Anything can happen. Whoever saw Arsenal sitting at the top of the table after 20 rounds of games, because Arsenal have not played 2 games. They've not played Everton and they've not played Man City. But other teams have played 20 games. After 20 games, sitting 8 points clear. A lot of people have been saying all sorts of rubbish that, yes, Arsenal, once Partey gets injured, injury will set in, fatigue will set in. But the question I ask, other teams, would injury not set in? Would fatigue not set in? Typical example, Manchester United. Rashford is firing. So what if Rashford picks up an injury at this moment? What happens to what Manchester United is cooking at the moment? What about Chelsea? What if we saw João Felix pick the red card? Who saw that coming? He's going to miss 3 games and he won't be available till possibly in February. So this is what football brings. But what Arsenal has been able to do for the past 18 games has been consistency. Even the game they lost against Manchester United, we all knew it was a controversial loss. Even the referee came together to conclude that the Martinelli goal should have stood. And imagine if that Martinelli goal should have stood, or if that Martinelli goal stood, possibly the dynamics of the game could have changed. Who knows? Possibly Arsenal could have picked up 3 points, or possibly we could have drawn that game, go home with 1 point. But the truth here is, nobody saw this coming. And I like what is going on at the moment. The guys, the manager, the entire team, they've told each other, they keep telling each other, we're taking it a game by game basis. I know the media would come. We know England, we know United Kingdom, we know the press, we know English press. They would come, put the pressure on Arsenal, put the pressure on these young guys. And I like the way Arteta is managing these players. I like the way he's managing this team. I mentioned it at the beginning of the season that what I saw last season, if Arteta could get his act right, possibly he's going to do wonders, and we see it happening. It started with that Chelsea friendly. I don't know why I just keep using Chelsea as an example. It started with that Chelsea friendly in America when Arsenal walloped them 4-0. I saw the blueprint of what Arteta wanted to do, and I knew it from the start that once Arteta is able to get this firmly on the team, definitely they will go places. It's still a long season, 20 more games for Arsenal, 10-10. Depending on how they manage it, if they go on a run of 10 games. I don't mind losing to Man City. I don't mind losing to Liverpool away. But other games, who says they cannot win these games? Who say they cannot? With what they put, with performances they put on the table. So for me, like I always say, I want to be humble. Top 4 was the target for this season. Possibly if the championship, if the title, winning the title show its head, I believe these guys are ready to take the opportunity. You saw the dominance display they did yesterday at the red lane. There's no more white lane. It was painted the whole place red. The dominance display. And this is not just the beginning. This is not just this season. We saw they went to Brentford. A lot of people say, they're going to fail. You saw how they dominated Brentford and defeated Brentford. They went to Crystal Palace. A lot of people said it. Zaha is going to put them to the cleaners. We saw what they did. They've been able to take these games one after the other. A lot of bumps will come, definitely. Ups and downs will come.
But somebody asked a question right now. Says, are you favorites now? Are you favorites?
Well, looking at the stats, you know me, I love stats. 40 for how many people? Can you please show the table again? 47 points. As at this time in 2003-2004 season, the season of the Invincibles, after 18 games, they were 42 points. They've accrued 42 points. So right now, this team, what they've done, they've earned more points, accrued more points as compared to the last set or the last squad that won us a trophy, that won us the EPL. So for me, the future is bright. But like I said, we're favorites. Anybody that sees this table and says Arsenal is not favorite, the person is probably, or if any Arsenal fan says we're not favorite, possibly the person is trying to be political. We're favorites. But I just don't want that pressure to be on these young boys to say they will win the title. I want them to go game by game. And possibly, if the opportunity shows itself for us to win the title, why not?
All right, hold on a second. I have a comment. Okay, someone is talking to us. His name is, let me play that up. Sheon Tony said, well said. I'm a Chelsea fan, but currently love Arsenal's playmaking. 20 games is a lot, even for Chelsea to turn its tide. The comrades amongst the team is commendable and deserve being league favorite. All right, that's Sheon all the way from UK. Big up, bro. Thanks a lot. And I'm going over to Prof right now. Prof, the question says is this. Will Arsenal be the champions? Over to you, Prof. Talk to me. Bro, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. First off, I think for me, the top 4, I'll quickly speak on the top 4 battle. I think it's not concluded yet. I think it's too early to speak about that. There will still be lots of twists and turns. Like Ireti said, 10 points between Man United and Liverpool. Anything can still happen. You know, a draw here, a loss here, and then, you know, we're back at the Liverpool and Chelsea, 28 points together. I mean, a draw and a loss for Man United or Newcastle, and then they're back in the mix. So you can never completely rule these teams out. And for the title, I think it's Arsenal to lose. I think they might never get a better opportunity to win the title. This is the perfect one for them. They have been very fantastic in the course of the season. I think they've also been very lucky with injuries. I mean, apart from Gabriel Jesus, they've really not had the spine of the team has been consistent from the goalkeeper to Saliba to Partey to Odegaard, the Saka. Their best players have been available for the most part of the year. And then, you know, they're also lucky because teams like Chelsea and Liverpool are struggling. I mean, if Chelsea and Liverpool were up there, this won't be happening at the moment. So they have that luck in between. They have that luck behind them, and you know, and they've earned it as well. You know, they've earned the luck properly. So I think they would. For me, I don't see them winning it, to be honest. I think when it comes to the crunch, that's the question where Arsenal be champions. I don't think they'll be champions. I think they're in a good position, but I think when it comes to the crunch time of the season, towards the end, the last sort of, I think City might go on a roll, and they know how to do it. They've been there before. Arteta is a young manager. Is he going to get emotional towards the end of the season? Are the players going to get emotional? They've never been in that position before. Will they keep their heads? Will Granit Xhaka keep his cool at some times? Towards then, you know, there are a lot of questions to be asked because this group of players have not won the league before. They've not been in this position before. So it is not a given that they will win it. but I think they're in a good position. And if they do, congratulations to them.
All right, let me move on. Let me move on to Robbie. Robbie, talk to me.
Don, can I just...
hold on.
I just... Quick one. Because I know... Quick one. You know, he said something. Prof said something that because Liverpool and Chelsea have not been firing, so Arsenal have been lucky. I don't see the luck in there. Gaining... Please show the table again. I don't see the luck in here, man. When you wrap up 47 points and losing just 1 game out of 10. I don't see the luck.
What I said was self.
No. Just let me make it. I have 2 things. I have 2 things that you said.
I said Chelsea and Liverpool. Hold on. Liverpool and Chelsea are on the wrong side of the table. You never see Liverpool and Chelsea on this side of the table. Okay.
For me, I don't understand. I don't understand that assertion. I do not understand that assertion. The year Leicester City went on to win the league. Why would we say because Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Manchester United were on the wrong side of the table?
That was the reason.
No, you don't say that. What you're trying to do now, what you're trying to say, you're trying to take the shine away from the hard work this team or the squad has put in.
I said you guys have been hard working.
How would you feel? Nah, come on. How would you feel if Chelsea were at the top of the table and someone comes to say it's because Man City, Manchester United are not firing, they are lucky? Come on, that's the wrong statement to utter.
All right, let me quickly read this comment. It says, we said something, the same thing about Leicester. They also never won the league before, but yet became the champions.
Thank you, Sean Tony. Thank you very much for that statement. Thank you so much. That's how you look at things realistically, not just because you don't want a team to succeed. Come on, it's not fair. If Chelsea had gone ahead,
I'm going to call on Robbie.
Ghana this point, you give them the flowers. Just give it.
All right, Robbie, talk to me. This topic is next to you. I mean, will Arsenal be the champions? Robbie.
Let me say this sincerely, and of course, let me commend Mikel Arteta for what he's doing. I think he did something yesterday, and I was very impressed with the action, more or less the deliberate action by Mikel Arteta to keep this team together. Yesterday, at the end of the game, as we all know the personality of Granit Xhaka. Yes, something happened to Ramsdale, and of course, Granit Xhaka, like I tweeted yesterday, the Agbero blood in him was boiling so hot that he actually wanted to go and fight and do all this kind of thing. But Mikel Arteta did something. Mikel Arteta was literally dragging Granit Xhaka, and he was pushing him towards his teammate. More or less, he was muttering into his ear saying, Ogami, this team has won today. Enjoy the win and do not let anyone take that shine off you. And I think on that note, I will commend Mikel Arteta once again. Nobody gave Arsenal a chance. I will tell you sincerely, when the season started, I never, at this point in time, thought I was going to see Arsenal on top of the table. They have been playing some amazing football. Yes, as fans of opposing clubs, at a point in time, it is just a natural thing. That is one thing that makes us human. That Babele might come like, I made them lose, made them do that. But the team,
they don't lose,
for every victory that they have gotten, Arsenal has been deserving of that victory. And it is nothing that we can take away from the amount of work the coach, the players have put in. Yes, the team might not have that much of depth in the squad, but see, so far so good. The team is doing very, very well. And I think the big question is going to come, how will Arsenal cope when they face Man City? That is more or less the tie everybody is waiting for. How will Arsenal cope when they play against Manchester United this weekend? That is also another big question. That is another big question that is on the table as it is at this point in time. So, and if they lose those 2 games, that is 6 points out of the 8 that they are leading the table. So it draws them back into the dogfight as starting the title. So these 2 games are massive games for them going forward. They'll play Manchester this month. They'll play Man City the following month. So there's a lot. And unfortunately as well, I'm trying to remember this adage in Yoruba, meaning that if you actually look at If you actually look at the small teams on the table, the so-called Brentford, Fulham, and so on and so forth. If you actually look at them and you feel like, oh, we're going to steamroll them, these teams can be the banana skin that might probably at a point in time derail what Arsenal is cooking. And let me plug into what he said before I actually drop the mic. We cannot take away what injury, we cannot take away what suspension. We cannot take away what other factors we are not seeing can do to a team and also derail the momentum that they've been building for a long time. So, yes, on paper, it looks like as if the coast is clear for Arsenal. But on the long run as well, other factors can come in and just be that spoiler for the team. But personally, I wish Arsenal the very best going forward.
All right. I think Okwe wants to say something. I didn't know we already have Babalawo in the studio.
Well, I listened to what Ehis had to say. I listened to what Prof had to say, and this is my understanding of both of them. Both of them have strong points in the sense that Ehis has said that you need to give credit to Arsenal because Arsenal was not expected to be where they are at this point in time this season. That's just the truth. I mean, some people on this platform did not even give Arsenal a top 4 finish. I remember vividly before the start of the season, most people said maybe 6th or 7th, or at best, people just gave Arsenal a top 4 finish. However, Arsenal is top of the table, 47 points, have only lost 1 game.
Yes.
However, what Prof is trying to say is that despite Arsenal's good form, right? I think for Prof, he cannot deny the fact that the other big boys have not been up to the task or have not been performing the way they should. I mean, who would have thought that this season, on paper, you see Liverpool and Chelsea 9th and 10th position, respectively. No one would have seen that coming. That's just the truth. And I would also say that when it comes to success generally in life, I believe there's always an element of luck to it. That's just the truth. There's always an element of luck. So you are going to do your hard work. You do what needs to be done. You do your homework. But I believe everyone needs a bit of luck. If you want to go super spiritual, you can then talk about the grace of God. You can talk about mercy and whatnot. But definitely, if I'm just trying to be realistic and plain, I think the element of luck is there for Arsenal because, I mean, Manchester City drew a game against Everton, but simply Arsenal were not able to capitalize against that against Newcastle. Then Manchester City lost a game, but Arsenal were able to capitalize with a win against Tottenham Hotspur. So you can think about the dynamics in that respect and actually take both the points of Prof and Ehis in that aspect. But then again, I mean, kudos to the Arsenal, and we hope that by the end of the season we'll be talking about Arsenal as champions, and I will hear it from the voice of the Don and Prof.
Sorry to interject, please, because I'm annoyed, and my annoyance is actually targeted to.
Tell me your annoyance.
It's Prof. It's targeted towards Prof. And I'm even disappointed in what Okwe just said by saying element of luck. Excuse me, there is no freaking element of luck. Injuries are part of the game. Okay, even Arsenal themselves, let us not forget, had injury issues too last season. So coming to say because they had injuries, if that is the case, Real Madrid, that season that Chelsea beat them in the semi-finals, that Chelsea used to win the Champions League, Real Madrid equally had injury issues. They had players that were out with COVID. Their manager had been out with COVID earlier in the season and all. Varane was just coming back from injury. So was Ramos. They were not fit and they played. If they had a very fully fit squad, I think even if they had a very fully fit squad, then I would say that yes, they would have beaten Chelsea. But who is going to come up with that excuse and all? Chelsea beat Real Madrid and that is it. So I don't buy this idea that because Chelsea or Liverpool are not in form, it has given Arsenal. That is not true. Arsenal started very well because the truth is this: Arsenal too could have started poorly, even with a fit squad. So there is no luck. There is nothing like luck, please. It's all a matter of you guys, making do with what you have, even with injuries. You see that even with injuries, Real Madrid still push themselves. Real Madrid, for instance, now have shown that they are not a one-man team. Karim Benzema might not be. Yes, most of things come through from him. But if he gets injured, Madrid can carry on. So it's not going to be a case of because he has gotten injured now, it's the end of the road or something like that, or because Eder Militao or something. You understand? That's why you have players there on the bench and all. So I'm sorry, I don't agree to that, to what Prof says one bit and all. Where Arsenal are, they deserve it because they worked for it. So rather than this thing, let Chelsea, if Chelsea are having issues, they should work on sorting those issues. Liverpool should work on sorting out their issues. City should work on sorting out their issues. Don't come and be saying I don't agree to that thing.
All right. Let me read this Sheun Tony comment. It says, "I've agreed with you all the way, but luck cannot be ruled out. Cannot be ruled out." That's a comment from Sheun.
Just a minute. I just want to corroborate what Kunle just mentioned, because looking at the 18 games we played thus far, or the season ever since we started, keep mentioning you. I'm surprised Okpe is saying luck. I know Okpe is always sitting on the fence when it comes to this. I'm passionate about ever since the season.
I'm just being realistic. Ever since
the season started. Because Prof keep mentioning, he keep giving excuses about Chelsea having 11 players injured. Ever since the season started, Zinchenko had gone out injured, has missed games. Tomiyasu had missed games. Tierney had missed games. Xhaka had missed games. Partey had missed 3 games this season. Saka has missed games. He was injured against Nottingham Forest. Gabriel Jesus, we've not had Gabriel Jesus for the past 4 games that we've played. Or who should I go on and mentioning names? Martinelli is only Martinelli that decided to stay fit. So injuries, definitely, they understand. Like I said, this team, what happened to them last season, they've learned from it. And with what we're seeing today, come on, everybody's going to have injury. I'm not saying they will go the rest of the season without losing. There will be bumps on the road, but I think we should just give them credit for how far they've gone and stop making flimsy excuses of Liverpool and Chelsea, Man City not doing well. That's why they're at the top of the table.
All right, let's move on to Liverpool.
Sorry. I'm not going to agree. I will not agree because I am so cross with him right now. I'm boiling.
Gabriel Jesus,
I'm boiling against violence right now. Yes, violence. I'm here for Prof.
Please listen to me. If there was a reason why nobody chose Arsenal as to finish as title winners at the beginning of the season, okay? Let's look at it from perspective. There's a reason why nobody said Arsenal. When we all were asked, everybody was saying City, Liverpool, this and that. There's a reason for it. I looked at the team. I looked at the spine and I saw that if Partey, for instance, was injured for the most part of the season, nobody here can tell me Arsenal is in position. That's just Thomas Partey. You cannot come and tell me there's no luck there. It is hard for you to hear, but it's the fact. The fact that is that Thomas Partey, you guys have been extremely lucky with injuries. Your spine has been there for the core part so far of the season, and that's why you're in this position. If Partey was out,
Partey has missed 2 games. Partey has missed 2 or 3 games. Partey has missed 2 or 3 games. Come on. Partey never starts in the Europa League, and we qualified with 2 games to go. For me, that's not an excuse. Partey, let me just count. Partey has not started in Europa, and Arsenal qualified back 2 games to go. Partey had missed 2 to 3 games in EPL.
Modric,
that's not an excuse.
Hold on. I'm loving this. Prof, talk to me. Finish.
Arsenal experienced half of the injuries that Chelsea or Liverpool has experienced this season, I'm telling you, they will not be where they are. They've worked hard, quite all right. I give them their credit. They would not, but they have been lucky. And the fact is, that's the fact. If Chelsea and Liverpool were firing, they wouldn't be in the position. It would be a four-horse race. We would have taken points off each other. The game against Chelsea, I want to take you back to Arsenal, Chelsea. I came here and I knew it. It was as easy as that. I knew Arsenal were going to beat Chelsea. It was obvious. You're telling me that I have a fully fit team. I'll come here and Arsenal will be beaten. So you're there because all the competitors are not performing. So make sure you make the best out of it. Make sure you win the league.
Yeah, somebody Yomex all the way says give Arsenal credit, but injury is key to any team. Big up, bro. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Don, sorry. When they lost 4-2 at the Stamford Bridge last season. No, Don. I just want to mention something.
Help me now.
When Chelsea lost 4-2 at the Stamford Bridge last season, Partey didn't play.
I get my own to think.
Elneny was the guy in there. We had the likes of Nketiah, Smith Rowe. So this thing that you're talking that if you had your full squad, would they have won you? You had your full squad last season and you lost 4-2 at the Stamford Bridge. You lost with the likes of Nketiah, Smith Rowe coming there. Elneny was the pivotal holding midfield that day, and you lost woefully at your ground. So that excuse of injury, you know me, I always tackle you. That excuse of injury is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's really not an excuse.
Talk to me. That's Irate who's going to finalize everything for us. Irate, yeah, over to you, Irate. Violence.
Oh my God. It's a very, very interesting conversation. Anytime Prof
I love it.
are involved. But first of all, luck plays a part to play in everything we do, even aside football. It might just be a little bit of luck. It might be a lot of luck. Anyways, it's still luck. So Arsenal has now had a lot of injuries, which is good for them. I mean, even when Liverpool won the league, it was the same thing. When Man City won the league, even when Chelsea won the league in recent years, it was still the same thing. So you need a little bit of everything coming together for you. But looking at the table, looking at the points, looking at the statistics, they've only lost one game and they've won 15. So I don't think luck can take you to that level. So it's more of the fact that they put a lot of work in. And for me, I mean, not just me, so many pundits and so many people around the world didn't even have Arsenal in their top 4
at all.
I think I put Arsenal in 5th, and I was like, they are very good for Europa.
I put them in number 9.
So they should continue their Europa League status. But now, look, they are top of the table, and let's give them credit. Arteta has done really well. Yesterday, I like the fact that it wasn't the usual Arteta who was screaming at officials. Like, he just, worked with the team and made sure they were all together in getting that victory. Yeah. So, for me, Arsenal they've put in a lot of hard work in, and let's give them credit for where they are right now.
All right. Thank you, Irate. We are moving to you. Over to this topic. I'm going to start with Lady VAR. Can Liverpool save their season? Lady VAR, talk to me.
Oh my God. I have to lower my voice. I don't need to talk too much. So the thing with Liverpool is we already know, we agreed what Liverpool problem is this season. The injury, the players being weary, the midfield and all that. So I'm not going to talk about it, But I feel it's getting worse because as a Liverpool fan, I can't even beat my chest now that Liverpool can win the worst team in EPL at the moment. That's if we are not even among the worst so far, And the way it's going, even Europa and Europa Conference League is not even sure for Liverpool now. And it's
Not you said
no, Rabbi, wait.
Liverpool are going to fight for the Champions League.
No, that one is one side first. So now, and I think it's worse. It's worse this season because I know some people say we've been there.
It is getting worse. Say worse.
We've been there before. But it's not the same now, just like what they were debating about. When we were there, Arsenal was not in the race. Newcastle was not in the race. The teams we are seeing now. So now this season, it's getting tougher. It's getting complicated. So I think what we should be saying is what's the solution? And I was listening to Klopp was saying the transfer window, blah, blah, is not the solution to Liverpool's problem. I don't totally agree with that because that midfield for me it's like the main problem, But then he's right at some extent because when those players come back from injury, there will be just too much. They'll just be clustered, But one thing which I may feel is a very unpopular opinion, I know most people will not agree with me, is to try to, at this point now, we don't stand a chance of losing. We can just try anything with the team. I think to try to play Trent in that midfield, since we can't strengthen it at the moment while we are waiting for our players to come back and all. We all know that Trent, defensive-wise, is very poor. his impact is felt when he's always in the forward line, attacking. His creativity, his passing can be fully utilized there. Salah is totally out of it this season. I don't even see. I even sold him out in my FPL. That's how bad it is, And the Nunes we are all complaining about, no matter how bad, or let me use. I don't want to use the word useless a player may seem. That player still has an impact. He didn't play the last game. We saw. I didn't. He played. The energy, the enthusiasm we would have brought into that game would have been different. Maybe it wouldn't have ended that way, But at the moment now, we have to make do what we have. Me, I feel what Klopp needs to do. He's a very stubborn coach. I don't know if he's going to try that. He should try playing. I think I'll pick Trent over Elliott any day, anytime. Elliott is not really my kind of player, So try playing Trent in that midfield. Maybe playing him on the wing.
You guys have this striker. He has been on bench for so many times, and he has not been used.
Cavallo, yeah.
When we signed from Fulham, right? The guy. It's a head scratcher. I don't know why Klopp is not using him. He brought this guy.
I tell you.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain. He prefers to use Chamberlain. Sometimes I don't know the way Klopp thinks. I don't know. He's just kind of stubborn. He wants to maintain whatever. So for me, the only thing he has not tried would be, let's see if it's going to work for the moment, to play Trent in that midfield. Maybe I know Gomez is not a very good option. Maybe play Gomez or Milner in the right back position and try to see if we can play Trent in the midfield or in the wings. Because him falling back to play, he's not good defensive wise. So you should just focus on the attack, and we've seen most of the assists, the goals, Liverpool, the few goals we were able to score this season. Trent came from Trent. His creativity, the assists are from Trent. So attacking wise, I feel that's what Klopp needs to do. Let's see if it's going to work. While we are waiting for our players to recover, while we are waiting to see if we can make top 4, because I still feel it's possible.
About this top 4. Irene, talk to me. What can you say about how can you save your season? I mean, Liverpool. Irene, it's over to you.
I think the first way we can save this season, we're halfway into the season already. Yeah. And the position we are in is not.
Let me show you the position.
Yes, show me. Thank you. It's a position Manchester United has been, used to over the years. They are not used to being in this kind of position.
Oh my God.
So it's very unusual to be here. But first of all, let's call it spade a spade. A lot of Liverpool fans are going against the owners, that they are planning protests. They are not giving Klopp money and all of that. And I think that the fact that we're operating on a strict budget from FSG, and this has always been the way Liverpool has operated since they took over as owners. So I don't think we should be surprised that a lot of people are saying, oh, they are not releasing money for Klopp to buy this player and that. No, I don't think that is the case. I feel like, number one, Klopp himself is kind of a loyal manager and very loyal to players. I've noticed that about Klopp. Because number one, like Lady Var said, there is no manager in the world. I don't see that man who will still be playing Trent as a right back. In the Brighton game, we totally just had Matip playing that position on his own. Trent wasn't interested in coming back at all to do anything. He just wanted to stay up front with Salah, and Salah was not interested in defending. So that is one area Klopp needs to address. And we don't have another right back right now we can bring in. Milner is injured. Joe Gomez, I think Gomez should just be a training material until they sell him. I don't even want to see Gomez anywhere near that team. He's absolutely bad right now. So he doesn't have any other option than to play Trent in that position. Secondly, the midfield. I said it from the first game this season against Fulham. Fabinho was terrible and he's still terrible. This guy, they get past Fabinho so easily in midfield. He hardly puts a tackle in. And then he has a 33-year-old Henderson and a 32 or 31-year-old Thiago in front of him. So that midfield, 3 players coming to the end of their contract. Naby has been a total waste of time. Oxlade-Chamberlain is leaving and Milner is coming. So we have 3 midfielders leaving. Elliott, for me, is not a midfielder. Jones is not good enough to play in midfield. We need at least 2 midfielders to be able to compete again. And probably one coming in this January transfer window. Very, very important, because while we keep saying, oh, we trust in Klopp to turn it around. Yes, he has done it before. And I know Prof will say Alisson had a hand to play with the goal he scored, but that season we were also this shambolic. And in the last 10 games of the season, we won 8 games and drew 2 games, including that 4-2 wonderful win at Old Trafford, to eventually clinch top 4. So Klopp has been there, he has done it before, but I'm really, really scared for this midfield. This midfield cannot compete. They get easily bypassed, this midfield. So we need 2 midfielders, we need more bodies, younger midfielders coming in. Also, I'm happy Ladybug talked on Darwin Núñez because I knew Gakpo was going to play in the centre forward position against Brighton, and I knew we'll be lost in that position. This guy is a new guy, he just brought from another league. In his own wing, we saw his first match against Wolves. While he did a lot of things good, he still has a period for him to be able to acclimatize to the way we play in this league. And throwing him up against Dunk and the other centre back against Brighton, I don't think helped him at all. So right now, I would, even if Núñez is missing chances, I would do with a fit Núñez on the pitch right now, making his runs and terrifying defenders, and Gakpo going back to play on his wing. Chamberlain on that wing is very useless. So I can't wait to have players back. Jota, Luis Diaz, big misses, even Firmino. These are big misses for us right now. But even if they are back, we still need at least one midfielder in this January transfer window to come in and help add more energy at the center of the park. So, but at the end of the day, like I said, we've been here before, and we still trust Klopp to get us into the top 4.
Wow, massive.
Sorry,
massive.
Arit. I'd like to just speak on 2 things. Arit didn't talk about that centre back pairing. Arit, I was looking at the game, and for me, the centre back pairing of Konate and Matip was absolutely shambolic. I mean, it just seemed like Konate did not trust Matip at all, and Konate never moved with Matip. Konate was always dropping deep, anticipating a mistake from Matip so that he can then cover up. However, Brighton took advantage of that. So I'm thinking to myself, this pair have never played before. They've never played before consistently. Why not drop somebody like Jordan Henderson to play in that centre-back position alongside Konate, in my own opinion, because Matip is very unpredictable. I would like to hear your thoughts on that.
Yes,
all right.
That's really what you said is on point. Matip has not been in great form. He gave away the pass for the first goal, and I have not, since we signed Matip, he's the kind of player that he gets injured a lot, and anytime he gets a good run of games in the side, that is when you begin to see like what Matip can do. So he has been in and out this year. Klopp has mostly preferred Konate alongside Van Dijk, which I think is right. But I feel like Matip would improve as he gets more games. And also, what other option do we have right now? Henderson cannot play as centre back. He has played there before. It was horrible. He can't play as centre back. We have Nat Phillips who can also come in alongside Konate. But Matip gives a lot to the side. Aside even defending, going forward, is very good at helping us break the lines. So I think Klopp should persist with Matip and Konate. Gomez, like I said, should not even try to come in right now, and also try to solidify the midfield. So in as much as we have those concerns, that's still our best combination we can provide on the pitch right now.
All right, thank you so much. I'm moving over to this club, and I want us to talk about this particular hijackers. They are, I don't know, Chelsea. Prof, I'm going to start with you. You already signed this guy again. Can you help me pronounce his name?
Mikhailo
Modric. 89 million pounds. So, Prof, what do you want to say about this? This is getting crazy.
People, I mean, it looks, looking at it like it looks crazy. Lots of players, lots of signings. But when you understand what is happening in the club, when you understand that there's, a complete overhaul going on, then you will not be, you will not be moved. Like as I am not moved with the amount of signings we're thinking at the moment, because these reports that I've been reading is that the owner really wants to phase out from even as much as from players like Pulisic, Ziyech, Raheem Sterling. These players, likes of Pulisic and co, they've been in Chelsea for a while now, and they've really not been performing. They've been average at best. So he wants consistency. He wants to build a young team with a young manager who knows exactly what he's doing, who sets the look at Brighton now. This manager, was the person that was the person who set the blueprint for Brighton at the moment, or things that they are doing. So he wants to replicate that for Chelsea, and he's very good to do that with young players. One thing I must say is that since Eden Hazard, Chelsea haven't had, you know, world-class wingers. They really had imparted wingers like the Pulisic and Co. They've really not replaced Eden Hazard. So I can see where this is going. I think Modric is, according to the Champions League statistics this season, is the fastest player in the Champions League. Very direct, 1v1. He can dribble, he can take defenders out. He's still, albeit still very young, but has room to improve. So for me, I mean, Arsenal wanted to pay 5 million less than Chelsea. So there would be a reason why two big heavyweights, or maybe one heavyweight, one middleweight team wanted to buy. If I was vying for this player, there must be something good about him. And so Chelsea has hijacked him. One thing, if I would advise Modric, if you look at the hijack that Chelsea did to John Obi Mikel, Man United were about to announce Obi Mikel, and Chelsea came in and swooped him, and the rest is history. Champions League winner. We also did the same thing to Willian. Spurs were about to announce Willian. We took it from them as we do, and then what you look at him, give him lots of trophies as well. So Modric would be fine. He wanted to go to Arsenal, but now he's in a big team, an European elite team. He's here to serious business. He's here to challenge the world.
All right.
Biggest team in the world. So it's going to be fine, and Chelsea will be fine as well. Yeah.
All right, over to you, Okwe. What do you see about this? I think it's your signing before.
You know what? At this point in time, I don't want to associate Mikhailo Mudryk with Arsenal anymore. Yes. He's a Chelsea player. He is wearing squad number 15 for Chelsea. He has already been presented at Stamford Bridge. But you know what? I'd like to speak more on the signings and the money spent by Chelsea Football Club so far. £421 million. $500 million. But you know what? Let's go down into details. The truth is that Chelsea have not paid outrightly for all these players. When I say all these players, I'm talking about Benoit Badiashile upwards. So Badiashile, Koulibaly, Sterling, Cucurella, Fofana, Mudryk. Chelsea did not drop the whole cash for these players at once. The payments for these players are being spread over the period of their contract. For example, for Mikhailo Mudryk, only £40 million was paid to Shakhtar Donetsk in January. In the summer and going forward, there will be further more installments till Mudryk has one more year left on his contract, hence why he signed a 7.5-year contract. Okay, so after he has 1 year left on his contract, it will be easy for him to make a move if he decides to. There are many ways to take a look at this because, number one, Chelsea is not breaking financial fair play rules, which is the most important thing. But then again, the most important thing is that Prof has said there's an overhaul going on. A lot of players currently at Chelsea, you will not see them next season. And this team is obviously building for the future. If you take a look at the age bracket of most of these players that have been bought, talking about Casadea, Gabriel Solina, David Fofana, Chukwuemeka as well, Badiashile, and last but not the least, talking about Fofana and Mudryk. Fofana just turned 22. Same thing with Mudryk. So the future is bright for Chelsea. That's another reason why Todd Bowley
that's why this comment is coming up from Seun Tony.
Exactly.
Says Chelsea is building and rebuilding. We are playing the long-term game. Chelsea will be fine.
Exactly. That's another reason why Todd Bowley handed Graham Potter.
Seun Tony is a Chelsea fan. Chelsea fan.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another reason why Todd Bowley handed Potter a 5-year contract, because this is a project that they need. And truth be told, I believe Bowley and Co needed a yes man and someone that they could work with in the long term. That's another reason why Tuchel could not stay, because he wasn't ready to do that overhaul and he wasn't ready to play the long game. So for now, Chelsea would suffer, but in due time, just like the process that Arsenal went through, Chelsea will go through that, and you have Chelsea on the rise once again.
Yes, I rate.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I rate. Talk to me about this. You want to say something about this?
Yeah, I just want to make mention of
Chelsea showing off, paying everything, buying everything,
or some things, because Prof is usually mentioning one thing that we've been here, we've done it in the past, this, that. Like I said, you've done it in the past, but the landscape has changed. There is no reason for you to think now that spending and spending and spending is going to guarantee you success anymore. That is the first thing. If you think you have most money, look at Newcastle, look at Manchester City, and even Newcastle are not even going that route. So it's not going to guarantee you. So that Abramovich era of, oh, we buy Shevchenko, it's not working, buy Torres, it's not working, it's not still going to guarantee you success anymore in the current landscape right now. That is the first thing. The second thing is we are talking about building and rebuilding. Now you are talking about the overall of some of these players you have paid expensive, huge amounts of money for. You are talking about Sterling, and all of a sudden you are thinking Sterling is no longer good, Christian Pulisic is not good, Hakim Ziyech is not good, and all of these guys have to be shipped away after you bought them for some amount of money. What is the assurance that Nkunku and whoever else you have spent money on will also be successful in the Premier League? What gives you that assurance they will? Emerick Aubameyang has once been a good player. Kalidou Koulibaly was a solid rock at Napoli. Marc Cucurella, who I don't understand, I'm sure Brighton will still be enjoying the money they receive from you guys. For me, it's not even better than all the young side you have at left back. Why do you keep buying, stockpiling? And
Shehu Tony, comment.
Right now. How will Modric signing guarantee you success? We have seen young players that they come in 21, 22, and they still don't make anything out of their careers. Now you're giving them 7-year contract. Yes. Graham Potter, the coach, is on a 5-year contract.
Yes.
In as much as amortization is good, you are spreading the amount over a length of years. What about the fact that you are committing to more wages? Can't you look at that con and feel that con outweighs the pro? What about the fact that the player could decide to do a Gareth Bale and you can't cancel his contract? He has a contract. You have to pay him that money. We saw what happened at Barcelona with De Jong and the rest of the players. Yeah. You have to pay them that money because they are under a contract. So for me, in as much as a lot of people we are rebuilding, it still doesn't guarantee. Nothing guarantees anything. And don't think this model is going to bring success. That is what it might, and at the same time it might not. But for you to be overconfidently saying, oh, we have done this and we are preparing for the future, I'm telling you, these players might also come in and they might flop like the current ones you just bought. That's what I have to say.
Yes, there's no guarantee for anything. There's no guarantee for anything.
Please, I just want to
let Mane go. Liverpool took a gamble and let Mane go and brought in Nunez. It hasn't worked for them. So this is not a Chelsea issue. Bringing new players in, it's a gamble on its own, especially to the Premier League. Okay, it is not just a Chelsea thing. But what I'm looking at here is the direction the club is going. You said we're signing players. We are not signing established names. Make no mistake about it. This is not us going for Luka Modric or the Benzema or even Neymar. No, we're going for players that currently are not tearing up the football world. Not like they're necessarily tearing up the world, but we are going for start data-based players. By going by the data, these players fit in the Chelsea model, and they are very young and have opportunity to work with the young manager to grow. For me, that makes sense to me. So we're not going for established players. It's totally different from the way Abramovich used to operate. With likes of Balak and Deco, established players. We're not doing that at the moment. There's a clear difference, and that is why I understand where it's going. And I'm fully in support of the long-term contract as well. With the spread of the wages as well. I'm fully because 3 years into when if Modric is performing 3 years later now, he cannot wake up one morning and say he's leaving, or Madrid can't come and put him away from us because he's still on the contract. So everything has pros and cons as well. Yeah.
All right. Ace, you want to say something lastly? Ace.
Yeah. Like when we started the show, you saw the inscription I put there, Modric who. Prof said something about the heavyweights battling with the middleweights and Chelsea having to, win the battle. Like I always say, Chelsea, the word is, with all due respect to the fan base, it's inferiority complex because you always feel you are one step ahead of Arsenal. You always think you're better than Arsenal. Like it's plain and simple. And I love the model Arsenal is working with. Arsenal is not ready. They've mentioned it. They've said it from the get-go. They're not going to get into a bidding war with anybody. They valued Modric. They see him as a player. Arteta scouted. Arteta and his team saw something in him. They were ready to pay the sign-on fee. But I think the game changer here, and I stand to be corrected, is the weekly wages. Arsenal were willing to offer him 35 to 40,000 K, 35 to 40K per week. And Boyle came in offering him 200K per week. He's human. Money is essential. So I'm not going to blame Modric for accepting that offer. But the point here is what I just wanted to, just to dissect or just to counter. Sorry, the word I wanted to use was counter Prof with what is saying that they middleweight or heavyweight. Arsenal was not ready to go into any competition with anybody. They found him, they went for him, they were ready to drop the 95 million euros for the sign-on fee. But the game changer here was the weekly wages. And I just want to pick something here about Arsenal's squad currently. If you look at Arsenal's squad currently, the person that ends highest is Gabriel Jesus, £265,000 per week, followed by Thomas Partey, 200,000 per week. The 5 million is not an issue. 5 million euros is not an issue for Arsenal to add to make it 100 million to trigger whatever Shakhtar was looking for. But you understand what they are building. It's a project. How would you bring a Modric that is 22, not proven, 40 games with Shakhtar Donetsk and scored 9 goals? How would you bring him into the squad and give him a weekly wages close to 200, what Chelsea is offering? Gabriel Martinelli at the moment is earning £90,000 per week. We saw the shift, or we've seen the shift Gabriel Martinelli has put into the work. Bukayo Saka currently is earning 70,000.
Real Madrid is coming for those players. Just watch.
70,000. Bukayo Saka right now is earning £70,000 per week. By
70.
the way, yes, by the way, Arsenal is working currently on a new contract to give these boys. So imagine you bringing a Modric into the squad to disrupt the harmony, to disrupt whatever they've been building. So I feel the board of Arsenal were wise enough to pull the plug because they understand how this thing goes. It goes beyond you just dropping money and signing players. And if you look at Chelsea's current weekly wages, Chelsea players, Sterling stands at the highest. Sterling earns the highest, £325,000 per week. What has Sterling contributed into that Chelsea team? I would like to corroborate what Iris just said. Raheem Sterling currently earns £325,000 per week. What has he contributed to the Chelsea squad at the moment? Followed by Khalidou Koulibaly. He earns £295,000 per week. Followed by N'Golo Kante, £290,000 per week. What has these three players? We know N'Golo Kante, like Prof will always say, give the silly excuse, he's been injured. Let's take N'Golo Kante out. Reece James, £250,000. Wesley Fofana that was signed from Leicester City, £200,000. And you have a Mason Mount that has put in the work, did everything, won the Champions League. You have a Mason Mount earning. Let me tell you what Mason Mount is earning. Mason Mount earns £80,000 per week. Akim Ziyech, that doesn't even play regularly, earns more than Mason Mount. So is this what you want to bring into an Arsenal team that has found the way, that has found, cohesion, that has found, a blueprint into achieving what they want? So it's better they let Modric go. And like I said, Modric, who is not going to be the end. We never entered the bidding war for Vlahovic. We never entered the bidding war for Lisandro Martinez. You saw the other options we went for. And I'm so certain, I'm confident in this Arsenal board that they are going to get the perfect players that will fit into what we are working. We're not going to be like Chelsea that will be ready to spending the money anyhow. Like I just mentioned, the stats are there. What has Sterling offered into Chelsea? 10th position is what is offered. Koulibaly, what has he offered into the current Chelsea team? 10th position. So I'm just going to counter what he said, that we entered into the bidding war, we wiped them, middleweight, heavyweight. I didn't really understand what he was saying there. But like I said, Arsenal, we have a process, we have a project, and we're going to stick by it. If Modric doesn't come, and you saw the performance yesterday, it shows. People thought it was going to destabilize our performance yesterday, but you saw a masterclass performance they did yesterday at the Tottenham Stadium. Dominating. Same manager that Prof said, Conte, is better than Arteta. And we've seen in this season.
We're coming to that. We'll come to that.
Tactics shows more. He has defeated Conte home and away. So for me, it is not a bidding war. I wish Modric the best. 22-year-old, not proven, putting him in that kind of pressure. And I know a lot of Chelsea will want a lot from him. You wouldn't want to be paying a player that high and you think he's not going to achieve something or he's going to deliver. So the pressure will be there on him. for me, I wish him the very best. But since we couldn't sign him,
Prof said.
Yeah. Yeah,
Leave me now,
him,
Prof. All right, let's move on. I think because of our time, I gotta go somewhere right away. But then we're going to quickly look at the African top 10 players without shadow of doubt. We're looking at this top 10. This guy is number 10 for this week. His name is El Bilal Traore. He scored in Almeria 1-1 La Liga draw with Atletico Madrid. And also going to number 9, his name is Amari Traore, Mali. He scored in Rennes 1-0 league win over PSG. Are you kidding me? Kunle, PSG lost?
Yes, they did.
Woo! I can't believe
it. They lost.
What can we?
PSG always.
Messi losing in the French league is not a
Messi lost. Messi don't play.
Now today they flog PSG with Messi. I don't understand.
Believe it.
You people have made food. They lost, yeah, and he scored the only goal. Yeah, he scored the only goal of the game. Yes, Amari Traore, very good player, very fantastic guy.
All right, we're moving on to number 8, Toby Adeyemo, Nigerian and also an English person as well, to score the goal in 1-4-2-0 championship win over Blackpool. And also this time, you know this guy?
No, just wanted to point. He's a 17-year-old. That was his very first goal for Watford ever. He just broke into the senior team. So what a way, to introduce yourself. He's 17 years old. He was born in the United Kingdom to Nigerian parents. So what a way. And I think it only goes to show that, man, there are a lot of players of Nigerian origin that are in different clubs in the United Kingdom, and this is just another one.
All right, let's move on to number 7. His name is Isaac Mbezab. He's a Belgian also from the DR Congo, scored a goal and provided an assist in Sporting whatever 2-1 in Belgium first division over whatever. So his name is Isaac Mbezab. With due respect, he's a fantastic player. As I think I've watched him one time like that. It's a very good player. He scored in this game. And also, let's move on to number 6 because of our time. I love this guy. No doubt about it. I love this guy. Senegal. Kunle, you want to say something about this guy? Ndiata.
Yeah, Ndiata.
He's a very good player.
Very good player. He's a winger and very, very
I think Chelsea should go for this guy too. I mean,
you never can tell.
You never can tell. He's a very good player.
In Boli's era.
Not by player. Oh my goodness.
That's our next
Maybe he might be Sterling's replacement.
Who knows?
And CH.
Who knows? Their number 5 for this week is Jeremy Boga from Ivory Coast. He scored a goal and provided an assist in Atlanta's 8-2 Serie A win with Salernitana.
Salernitana. He's a former Chelsea boy. Chelsea
I remember this guy now. Prof, you remember this guy now? Prof.
Yeah, I remember him. Jeremy Boga.
Yeah.
But they were not patient enough.
That's
how they do. We don't have time. Chelsea don't have time.
They're not good. They don't have time.
Yeah, number 4 for this week is Nigeria. Number 4 for this week is about this guy scored a brace in Plateau 3-3 MPFL draw with Shooting. I remember Shooting. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Shooting Stars. Robbie, do you know this guy?
Up shooting.
Yeah. Robbie, you know this guy?
Yes, I actually followed the game between Plateau United and Shooting over the course of the weekend. At a point in time, Shooting were actually leading 3-1. But this guy made sure that at least they were able to share the spoils in Plateau State. That was yesterday. And I think it's a good one for Plateau United because you really don't want to start your campaign with a loss. And one thing that makes this season a little bit unique is the fact that The season is an abridged season. What it means is that you have 20 teams, 20 professional teams in the country, but they've been splitted into two groups. That means you have Group A that has 10 teams, you have Group B that has 10 teams. So that means that you're playing, instead of 38 games, you're actually playing about 18 games. And upon that 18 games, your relegation is assured, or your promotion is assured. So you're not going to be playing 20 games, or you're not going to be playing the full complement of games to determine if you're staying up or if you're going down. So that is just what it is about. But for this game, I think it was a good one for the team. It was a good one also for the player.
Yes,
I think the main reason. Sorry, Don. I think the main reason was to meet up with the May end of the season, so they can see who qualified to the Champions League and other.
Oh my God!
African.
So who is leading? Who is leading the MPFL now?
Well, nobody is. This is just the first round of games. This is the first round of games. So,
all right, let's move on to number 3. The guy is from Guinea. His name is Mohamed. I'm sure this guy is a Nigeria person. Mohamed Bayo.
No, he's from Guinea, sir.
Bayo.
Mohamed Bayo. Oh, scored a brace in Lille's 5-1 league win over Troyes. And also, let me quickly move on to this main guy. His name is Ademola Lookman. He's a Nigerian to the core. He scored a brace in Atlanta 8-2. Kunle, you want to say something about Demola?
Well, yeah. This is, he joined Atalanta this season from, I think, RB Leipzig, if I am correct. And
correct.
Yeah, and he has settled in. He has settled in seamlessly. I don't know his goal tally now. I would have to go and check, but I'm sure with his brace. Yeah, 9 goals. I wanted to say that, that he will be getting close to 10 goals. So, maybe he's even going to be pursuing another Nigerian, another Nigerian brother of his, pursuing each other. But, he has settled down in Italy, and I think Atalanta they are back in their groove. There was a time they were a bit shaky, but now it seems they've kicked into gear. And anytime Atalanta gets results, it always has Lookman's name there.
All right, before we go to number 1, I'll be right back. This is our number 1 for this week. Straight up. Irate, I'm going to start with you with this guy called Victor Osimhen. Irate, talk to me. Do you know this guy? Number 1 for this week. Straight up, smash the like on the video for this, our main guy, Osimhen. Yes, over to Liverpool. No, God forbid. Manchester United next season. By God's grace. Irate, can you talk about this guy? Okay, Irate is out. And Okwe, do you want to say something about this guy?
Of course.
Yes, the points, the Giant one. Forget this guy.
Of course, I absolutely
coming to Manchester United next season. No doubt about it.
I don't want to see him in a Man United shirt next season.
Let's see happen.
But it will make a lot of sense if he joins a club like Man United. I think United are missing a proper 9. We'll see what Weghorst can do. But obviously, in terms of ability, you can't compare him to Osimhen. Osimhen is a different breed of a striker. I think Osimhen has to be one of the best strikers currently in Europe, undoubtedly. I don't think that needs to be argued. And then he has been brilliant so far. I think every manager will love Victor Osimhen because he's not the typical striker who is always selfish in front of goal. He's very happy to always assist, and then you've seen that with Kvaratskhelia so far this season. He has assisted Kvaratskhelia at least 4 times this season in 2 different competitions. So that's a big deal to me, and I love that from a striker who is always willing to, assist fellow forwards. He's always fighting for the ball, always has energy. He leads from the front. His pressing is very, very good, and for his height, he's very fast. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him as a Nigerian, and hopefully he can also replicate this form when wearing the green, white, and green of the Super Eagles.
Yes. This is our number 1 for this week. Smash it like on the video for Victor Osimhen, and this is going to be our star player for the week. Prof, do you know this guy called Gavi or Gavi? Prof, do you know this guy? Talk to me, Prof. Or Chelsea wants to buy this player.
Yes.
Go for it.
Gavi, very exciting.
Yeah.
Young talent, one of the rank. One of the, for me, I think he won the Golden Ball Award. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think he's a fantastic player. He has a lot of years ahead of him to shine in the middle of the park. He and Pedri, we can see the number of games that they played, even in the national team. Already amassing, big numbers in terms of appearances. And for him to take the game, I didn't see the game actually against Madrid, but I heard he performed very well. His performance was top notch. At this years, as still a teenager, still putting in performance like that, we want to believe Gavi, Pedri, they are going to be like the next Xavi and Iniesta. So he's in perfect hands. Working with Xavi, obviously the midfield maestro, you believe that he's impacting him positively. So kudos to the boy. I think he's going to be one of the world's best midfielders in the coming years.
All right, thank you, everybody. This is how far we can go this day. So I want to thank everybody. Shayo Midiora, one love, bro. Thanks so much. Shayo, can you hear me? Thank you so much for joining us on this show. Bye for now. Okay, talk to me. Thank you so much for joining us on this show.
The Dawn, it's always a pleasure to be on this platform. Thank you for having me.
All right, just let me tell you something, Okwe, before you go. By next weekend, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Watch out for Casemiro. Watch out for Casemiro. Yes,
I'm ready. I'm excited.
All right, I can't wait. Thank you so much. Lady Va, we are on prayers for Liverpool at this moment. We'll keep praying for them. You're still.
No problems. Thank you.
All right. Modric, who be that? Don't pass there. Get ready for next week Sunday. Get ready.
No, like I keep saying, we take it a game in pace. If it comes, it comes. If we lose, we lose.
And I tell you, you always say
top four is the ambition. Top 4.
And remember, football is like a biscuit. You can crack anywhere. One love, bro. Thanks so much, man. Kunle, Ijaya one.
Yeah.
Kunle,
our pundit is on you.
Our pundit.
Thank you,
All right,
thank
one
you.
love. All right. Robbie, one love to you, man. Big up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Good night.
All right, good night. All right, thanks everyone. This is the Dawn in the building. Smash the like on the video, share this video, subscribe. This is another way to help the community. One love to Shehu Tony all the way, and all to Yomex in the building. We'll meet our corner. That is Manchester United corner. We'll continue battery, and I'm telling you, I love see Ronaldo to the core. Yes. Thank you, everybody. This is how far I can go tonight. One love, people. Bye for now.